Let's move on now to the stats map worksheet, where we are supposed to count the number of employees for Atlanta, Georgia. As you can see here, the states are unique, so we can use a function named COUNTIF. Equals count, we want to count if a certain condition is met. The condition would be to have the state Georgia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the states over here. And for the criteria, we're going to type, instead of typing, we're going to select Georgia, which is in I3. So we can put I3. Now, we're going to fill this formula down. So what we need to do would be to select the range and to use F4. You don't really have to select the whole range. If you select part of it, it should still work. So we can see the dollar signs added to C2 and C26. So let's push enter and let's double click to bring it down. And we can check the formula. And you see here, the blue and the red should be I5, which is correct. Let me push escape. And now we can move to the payroll. So that would be the total salary in Georgia. We're going to use the function SUMIF equals SUMIF. And this time, let's use more help. I'm going to click f of x. The first argument would be range, is the range of cells you want evaluated. And the criteria is the condition or criteria. So it's just the same thing we did before. And finally, we have the sum range, or the actual cells to sum. So let's do the same thing we did, which was to select all the states. So we're going with the first one, Control-Shift-Down arrow. We selected all of them. Let's not forget to lock them. So I'm going to push F4. You see the dollar signs added to C2 and C26. The criteria should be Georgia. I'm going to click it. And the sum range should be the salary. So let's start from the top, Control-Shift-Down arrow. And we got the sum range, which should stay the same. So let's push F4 and push OK. And double click to bring it down. Now let's calculate the summary average salaries for account representatives and managers. So as you might guess, the name of the function should be its average, but we have a condition. So let's try AVERAGEIF. Let's get more help. And again, we have the combination range criteria. The criteria is account representative, account rep. So where do we have the title? That should be the range. I'm going to D2, Control-Shift-Down arrow, D2, D26, push F4 to lock those cells with dollar signs. And the criteria should be in this cell, account rep. You can see it here. Now, let's go ahead and show what's the average range. We are supposed to find average salaries. So let's select the salary, which is F2, Control-Shift-Down, F26. Don't forget to lock the range. We're going to fill the formula down. We don't want F2, F26 to become F3, F27. That's what happens when you move down. So let's push F4 and let's push OK. So if you now bring it down over here, you can see it takes the manager. We need to find how many people were hired before 1/1/2015, and those people are account reps. So as you see, we have two conditions, and we need to count. So the name of the function should be, this time, is again count, but it's not only count if, which counts the number of cells within a range that will be given condition, but rather should be count ifs. When you look at count ifs, you see conditions, plural. So let's go ahead and try this one. And let's get more help if you are more comfortable using the function arguments window so you can check the results. Account reps, where do we have the title? So that would be the range. I'm going to select from manager, Control-Shift-Down. We got the whole range. We're going to fill the formula down. So let's push F4 to lock the range. criteria 1. So that's for the title. It's supposed to be account reps. So probably I'm going to just type it in, and you have to pay attention to type it exactly how it's in the title. It's not case sensitive, so don't worry if you use small or big letters. Let's see the second argument. The second argument, that people should have been hired before 1/1/2015. So the range should be the dates. Let's select the first one, Control Shift down, got them all, F4 to lock the range. And then we simply type before 1/1/2015. Now let's see what happens. If you click out of it, you see there are 9 people, 9 account reps that were hired before 1/1/2015. Push OK, and we have the result. Let's see the next formula. Total money for people hired, those people are account reps, before 1/1/2015. So we use the same idea. It would be the SUMIFs, because we have 2 conditions. Let's get more help, clicking on f of x. So you see here, sum range are the actual sales to sum. So those would be all the salaries. Click the first one, Control Shift down, got them all, push F4 to lock them. Now we have pairs, criteria range with criteria. So we are looking for account reps. So let's get all the titles, Control Shift down, D2, D6, D26, push F4 to lock it. And we can type account rep, or you can click in this cell. But if this cell is going to change later, then you probably don't want to do that. So I'm going to just type account rep. The best thing you can do is to actually have that in a cell so you can change it later. Criteria range, second would be, we're looking for dates before 1/1/2015. Let's select all the dates, F4, and the criteria less than 1/1/2015. And click out of the box. You see how it puts quotes for our condition, and we can see the number there. Okay, let's move on to the next one, average hired. So probably this one would be just the same. Let's see if we can copy this function, push escape, Control C I use to copy, Control V to paste. And instead of SUMIFs, let's see if we can simply type average ifs. Okay, and it looks like it worked, and it looks right for average. If you look at the salaries, okay. Let's see the next one, the highest. So that would be maximum, MAXIFS. Alright, let's see if we can paste again. And let's see if we can do MAXIFS. It should work. Let's see. 61,000. Yeah, I think it looks right. And let's see the next one. Control V again. And instead of sum, let's try minimum. Okay, and it looks like the minimum is 46. Now, if you really want to test it quickly, but you don't really have to do that, would be to use a filter. And I'm looking here only for account rep. So I'll take out manager, and then I can maybe sort by salary. But if we're doing this, and then I can say 61,000, and the minimum for people hired before 1/1/2015, it says it's 46, and it looks right, because if you look at these dates, they are all after 1/1/2015. So let me just undo what I did in the filter, and we have it back. Let's use now a really cool feature of Excel. We can create a map because we have the states. So what if we select all these states, including the label, Control to select now from payroll down all the numbers, and then we go to insert maps, and we have over here field map. That's pretty cool, you see? So it shows us, okay, why don't we see the payroll as a series? Oh, here we go. It says payroll 1, and we can now edit the title, so we can type here payroll by state. Payroll by state. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And we can move it how we want.